Has this ever happened to you? Ah, good old trusty red paint. I've only had you since 2003. You certainly can't. Oh, dry. Well, at least I can get the black base coating gun, because that'll be empty. Then have I got a solution for you, and it's called buy new paints when they're on sale. In this case, the Army Painter had a big sale because they're getting rid of their old Army Painter set, and it was 70% off. And I was not the only person who noticed this, because they disappeared off the website like nobody's business, and then they had to send out emails saying, hey everybody, if you bought some of our 70% off paints, sorry about that. Shipping's gonna be real delayed because way more people responded than they expected. And so while I like the new Army Painter line that came out, because it runs slightly better and it's got slightly thicker pigments, you might say, or more pigments, the original Army Painter line I am just fine with. So here's my unboxing. First of the Warhammer or War Games Hobby Starter Paint Set. Fancy. Let's see, first we have a read before use. Here we have the Army Painting Guide. Free, please take a copy. And they packed me one, so I guess I did. Yay, here's an outdated ad for their hobby line, since all of these are now defunct. Most importantly, comes with a new brush. Ooh, the Army Painter Starter Brush, officially. And it comes with matte black, always handy, matte white, also handy. Two things you probably almost always run out of and the local hobby shop never has. Ultramarine blue, which definitely is a 100% color match for some sort of other product. Green skin, don't know what they're referring to. Let's see, a strong tone. Plate mail metal. I mean, honestly, for just a little starter set, this is pretty good. Leather brown. Demonic yellow, especially once they're matching Games Workshop colors, and pure red. Honestly, a nice pure red is nice, especially when yours dries out. Betrayed after only 15 years. And Barbarian Flesh, which is I've used this one a lot. It's really useful. The Army War Painter color is actually pretty good for this, because when you wash it, you can change the tone of it quite a bit, and it works for a variety of different skin tones or demon flesh tones or what have you. So that's awesome. What's that you say? Was that all the paint I got at 70% off? Why, no, it's not, because they had a whole metallic colors paint set. And while some people are really into doing non-metallic metallics, that's not me, because it takes too dang long and I've got too many miniatures to paint. Plus, I thought it'd be interesting because there's several metallics I've never tried before, like the Royal Purple and the Azure Magic. And so this just seemed like the interesting thing to do, as well as, look, it includes a free painting guide. Ooh, Fairy Dust unique metallic effects. Not just any metallic effects. Nice. All right. So here's the same thing as before, that stuff. Yep, here's another painting guide. I probably don't need to keep all of them because it's exactly the same. Yep, their product stand that they don't have anymore. Ah, I was wondering. So, ball bearings, extremely useful, not usually in Games Workshop products, but when you have dropper pods like this, being able to drop a ball bearing in there to keep it shaken up, especially with metallics, because there's so many more pigments and items floating around in the middle of the stew, so to speak. Let's see, Azure Magic, Evil Chrome, that sounds neat. Zephyr Pink, Tainted Gold, Tainted Gold. Boom, boom. Anyway, Gemstone, Glitter Green, Elven Armor, Night Scale, which is interesting because there's another almost metallic black that Army Painter uses that I've been using a lot lately, and I like the effect on it for gunmetal. So this will be interesting to see how it varies from that, because the other one's not technically qualified as a metallic. Fairy Dust, which is interesting. I was curious about this one. It's literally just the glitter in a clear contrast, or a clear medium, if you will. So just glitter. That's pretty awesome. And Royal Purple, because why wouldn't you want Royal Purple? and ball bearings. That's pretty awesome. Extra happy to see the ball bearings. Didn't know they were going to be in there, but I'm really glad they are, because that saves a lot of trouble. So, surely that's everything. But does that look like all the colors one would need to paint a whole pack of miniatures, including a bunch more G.I. Joes and Warhammer minis and other things? Of course not. Therefore, there's more. And this is the last item, actually. The 50 war paint set, because I could not resist. Look, it's a painting guide. Is it the same painting guide? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Smashed, missing, or broken? Contact us immediately. All right. So here we have where the paintbrush that's not there would go. That's interesting. And a bunch of miniatures, or a bunch of paints that have bounced around a little bit. But, oh, interesting. A wargame regiment brush. Based on that tip, that's more of a detailed brush, but not quite as much as that one is. Both of these are smaller than I would use for most things. Let's see, good old trusty rusty matte black. Isn't that another one? Yep, sure is, but you can always use more of those. Demonic yellow greenskin. In fact, this first part here looks like it is exactly the starter kit. This row of paints. Dragon red. Oh, that's different than the true red that came in the starter. That's this one, pure red. So we get dragon red here. And rather than barbarian flesh, we picked up necrotic flesh. Army green, that's a super handy one because it is in fact a nice army green. Goblin green, gee, I wonder what that matches. More white. Lava orange, not my favorite color because man, it's thin. It's hard to get covered. And pure red, hey, look at that. So that's 2 pure reds. All right, let's see. We got monster brown as opposed to light bites or rat skin leather or anything like that. Electric blue as opposed to Eldar blue. Definitely not uniform gray as opposed to Escher gray. Fur brown. Deep blue. Crystal blue. Angel green. Ultramarine blue. And ash gray. That's pretty cool. That's half, I tell you, of what's in here. Let's see. Jungle green, that's gonna be nice for Joe highlights and camo for sure. Dark stone, good for bases. Moon dust, that's gonna be an annoyingly thin one that you use barely like, this will dry out before I use all of it, I can tell you that right now, but still. Grimoire purple seems almost reddish to me. Maybe that's just me, but anyway. Mummy robes, slightly off-white, very nice. Those are so handy because sometimes pure white really stands out and looks like the wrong color. Painting AMS Smart with a guy who can't get it out of the container. Wizard's Orb, green. That's a new one on me. Void Shield blue. That is an old standard that I've used for many a electric or magical effect. Glistening blood. Oh, an effect paint, very nice. Dry rust. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Necromancer cloak, which is a slightly off black. Skeleton bone, super workhorsey base coat for everything kind of paint right there. I use that one for a base coat even more than I use white. More barbarian flesh, like I said, that's super useful, washes down all sorts of things. Tanned flesh, have not used this one. Interesting. It'd be interesting to see what the tones do with it. Gunmetal, gee, I wonder what that's a mimic of. Oak brown. And I'm sorry if you don't know all the Games Workshop paint line stuff. Some of these jokes are probably pathetic. Shining silver. Getting shiny silver paint is always interesting. Frequently it kind of comes out blotchy, but greedy gold, ooh, I like the tone of that one. That's almost brass, but not quite. That's exciting. And I don't believe Greedy Gold was one of the ones that actually came in the Metallics collection, interestingly enough. It came with Evil Chrome, but not Greedy Gold. Ah, excellent. Plate Mail Metal, that is such a workhorse. Leather Brown, again, can't go wrong. Will use tons. Alien Purple, ooh, interesting. That's a nice Gene Stealer color purple there. Surprisingly useful for 50 million dramatic robes like Tomax and Zaymot, some Dr. Mindbender stuff like that. A lot of Gundam stuff for that matter. All right, we're on to the last rack. Let's see, Desert Yellow. Didn't originally like this color, really come to enjoy it. Was hard to find in the local hobby shop, which is another motivation for some of these colors and just buying this online. That and the 70% off, of course. Took a while to get here, but still. Scaly Hide, like that one. Warlock Purple, not my fave, but hey, it came in the thing. Elven Flesh, another flesh tone, slightly lighter. Kind of like Bretonnian Flesh, not too bad. Flesh Wash, yeah, well, sometimes. Crusted Sore, oh, that's just appalling. Orc Blood, pinkish purpley, kinda? Weird. And red tops are always washes if you didn't know. Soft Tone, already got the ball in there. Weapon Bronze, oh, that's a nice one. Yep, also ball bearing already in there, that's nice. Strong Tone, I use that constantly. It's a lot like Nuln Oil, actually. And then there is Dark Tone, which I'm not sure what the Games Workshop analog is for just off the top of my head. Oh. But anyway, there you go. My paint restocking. Stand up. Thank you. And yeah, you just got to do it every so often. And now I got these bad boys ready to roll at a moment's notice. Plus, I love having the different colored tops for metallics and washes. That's just handy. All right, hope you enjoyed my Army Painter painting unboxing. See you in the shorts.